Macca's guides.
Hey everyone, Mac here, Doom the Dark Ages 100% walkthrough, kicking it off with mission 18. This one's pretty short and easy. In the mission challenges, we'll have to parry 10 attacks from the Cosmic Baron. I'll show you which enemy that is. I'm also going to pin my super shotgun weapon mastery, which we will finish pretty easily by the end of this mission. Go ahead and enter into the first room. Feel free to use a crossbow shot if you have all three, as there is one in the arena that you can use to refill yourself up. And then after that, we can start grabbing some of our collectibles.
Major organ located.
Now, I am kind of struggling during this encounter. I'm just trying very desperately to be up close and personal with every enemy so I can really make quick progress towards the super shotgun, which isn't working against some of the other enemies that are also attacking me, like the rock imps and other things. But just around the corner here, this is the Cosmic Baron that is specifically tied to a mission challenge. We need to parry this enemy a total of 10 times, which you can pretty easily do on the first instance of the enemy if you want. I believe there are at least 3 of them during this mission, but there might even be a 4th one, and you'll need to do it at least 10 times if you don't want to have to do the mission twice. Once that's done, just take out the leader, which will give us an increase to our maximum armor capacity. I think this is our second to last armor capacity leader and demonic essence. The other thing to note is that I know people have had some glitches with the demonic essence, so you might not want to use your crossbow on this final enemy. So once we take out that enemy, our maximum armor is now 140 out of the 150 that's possible. We can interact with the mission objective in the center of the room. There's basically these like 3 tentacles, aka intestines, that like connect to the center structure in the room, which I believe is a stomach, and the little rivers of green goo are stomach acid. You got to get pretty creative here to understand Doom, but as soon as you interact with that, a couple of doors will open up. To your left, you'll find a cave that is a secret area that was previously closed with a chest with 50 gold inside. And on the opposite side of that cave, instead of moving forward to the next room, you can grapple up into a tunnel. There you'll be able to grab what I believe are 6 pieces of gold. You'll be able to come around the bend and grab a life sigil. This also counts as a secret area. And now you are ready to proceed. We do end up back in this room, so if you miss them, it's not a huge deal. But then, you know, why are you following the walkthrough if you're not going to actually follow the walkthrough? Come around the corner, a couple more enemies. You can make a quick shield dash through them and a couple quick parries, working on that super shotgun mastery. Now, as you enter the next room, you can basically shield charge these 4 blocks on the bottom floor. Every block you shield charge will spawn a group of enemies. If you want to just take on all of the enemies at once, you can shield charge all 4 blocks. And one of the enemies you will fight is the Cosmic Baron, which is needed for the mission challenges. So I'm going to get the toe-to-toe mission challenge completed right here on this Cosmic Baron. There are 1 or 2 more instances for sure of this enemy, and after you melee all 4 of the cubes on that bottom floor, just take out all of the enemies and ignore the grapple point at the top of the map. The reason we're ignoring the grapple point is because there's other secrets we'll want to grab before we grapple up top, which is the actual direction we are supposed to go. So if you're facing the grapple point at the top of the room, you can turn 90 degrees to the left, and there will be a path that is revealed here that you previously weren't able to access. It's opened because we meleeed or shield charged a block. Additionally, there's a ruby in the room. Underneath that ruby, there's also a cave with some more gold. So pick up all of those stacks of gold in the 2 rooms that we revealed before you interact with the energy node to push the grapple point across the ledge. Once you push the grapple point across the ledge, you can grapple up top. You will notice a ruby that we're about to leave behind. Climb up the mantleable wall, turn around, and there is a tunnel we can access to get across. Drop down, and you'll end up at the ruby now. From the ruby, we'll have to kind of drop down. This is a secret area. We'll have to drop back down and grapple back up where we came from. I will do a quick check on the collectibles here. If you open up your auto map, hopefully yours matches. If you've been paying attention, we are at 3 out of 6 secrets, 77 gold, 1 ruby, and 1 demonic essence, 0 out of 2 collectibles. Before we move on, and here is another battle. This is an okay place to use a crossbow if you are just, you know, swimming in crossbow ammo. It's better to use them and then be able to pick up ones in the future than to just always have a maximum amount. There are plenty of opportunities, though, to use our crossbow later on in the mission, though. Take out all of the enemies, including the Aragon Hunter, and then we'll be able to technically interact with the next little tentacle hub. But before we do that, there will be collectibles along the way. So with the Aragon Hunter taken out, we have made good progress towards the Super Barrel Stuffer weapon mastery. We're at 35 out of 50, but if you're even at like 20 or 25, you're way ahead, you know, good on pace, and that's not really something you'll have to worry about, especially if you've done all the other weapons up to this point. You'll have plenty of opportunities to finish off some others if you need. Go towards the tentacle, which is our main objective. Ignore it temporarily. Use the grapple point up and to the right of it. If you grapple across, you'll find a secret area with a chest that has 50 gold inside. With that chest, you can now jump back across that gap towards that tentacle, interacting with it. 4 out of 6 secrets, 127 gold for now. Interacting with the green goop in front of us. And moving on to the next mission marker. As you drop down from here, you may notice that there is some crossbow ammo that you may have missed on your first time through the room. There's also like a insta shield and armor pickup. If you want to grab that, you can also restock on some ammo. We will walk directly next to a sentinel shrine as well. I'm going to ignore it as I don't really have many pieces of gold in order to use them. So we're just going to bash our way through the shield smash door. And this room, again, not a terrible chance at using a good BFC shot right in the middle of the room. It can take out all of the shield enemies and stuff at the same time. I would say if you're working on a weapon mastery and you're feeling good about your gameplay, just keep doing that. But if you're looking just to finish this level as quickly as possible to get to the next one, go ahead and burn through that crossbow ammo. There is another Cosmic Baron in this room to work on the toe-to-toe mission challenge if you don't have that done yet. With that encounter done, you should get a mission marker to the next, like, connecting intestine. We're going to ignore that and turn to the left. At the end of the Stomach Acid River, you'll find a Codex page. You'll then be able to drop down into the pit, find an energy node where you'll want to use your shield saw to get through. That path behind the shield saw will have a bunch of pieces of gold, and then this will drop you down into a secret encounter area. This has a bunch of enemies. I would recommend just grinding out your weapon masteries. Do not use your crossbow ammo. This is a terrible encounter to use it on. And at the end, you will get a mission challenge for doing the optional fight. You'll also unlock the secret in the area, which is currently protected by a shield, and then you'll be able to teleport your way out of here. These enemies in this room ended up being great for my weapon mastery. I now have basically every weapon mastered that I could have up to this point. Need a couple more Wraithstones for a couple of the final weapons we have left, which I believe are just the Pulverizer, Grenade Launcher, and maybe one more, the Impaler probably. As you come out of the teleporter to leave the area, you'll find the Enforcer. Go up the ramp on your right-hand side, keeping an eye on the right-hand side. And as you come up the hill, on the right, you'll be able to find a new cave that is opened up. And here you'll be able to jump inside, finding a energy node on the roof. And that energy node is able to stop these kind of digestion muscles from chomping you up as you walk through. Down the hallway, there's a bunch more gold. Up the mantelable wall, there's a secret location, a life sigil, and you can shield yourself through there. And for now, we are at 6 out of 6 secrets, 148 gold, 1 out of 1 ruby, 1 out of 1 demonic essence, and we are at 2 out of 2 for the collectibles in the bottom right corner. Interacting with the mission objective opens up the next path where we can continue forward. Let's go ahead and skip the cutscene, and as we go through the next hallway on our left, which is now opened, we'll be able to find 5 more pieces of gold. And then it's basically now just making a pretty decently quick run to the end of the level. Pick up the crossbow ammo around the corner if you need it. I'm currently maxed out. And then I'm going to use a grapple point to get across the gap through the point of no return, skipping the cutscene. And then there will be a bunch of enemies in front of me here. As we come out, all we really want to do is, you can pretty much ignore most of the enemies. All you want to do is go to the final area here and take out the Aragon Hunter, which will unlock the next door for us, and then we can just make a beeline sprint through to the next area. Now with the Aragon Hunter taken out, the shield walls will open up. You'll be able to walk into this tower, which might seem familiar from the last mission. I'm going to arm my BFC, which I don't know why, but as soon as we come through, I end up shooting it and it just disappears into thin air. I don't know if it's because I hit a shield or it ended up kind of going behind all of the enemies. You definitely don't want to do that. I would recommend, however, using one of your crossbow shots on the giant enemy that spawns directly in front of you at the very beginning. If you do that, you can take out a large chunk of the enemies in this next area, really speed up the process. But once you can get to the very end, take out the Enforcer and any of the other enemies there, and you'll be able to open up a pathway to the end of the mission. This right here is our final Cosmic Baron, so you should have that toe-to-toe mission challenge. We also have the mission challenge for the optional encounter in the stomach. We have all of the resources and secrets and collectibles. You can now leave the level in order to finish it off. Thanks for watching. Drop a like, share the video with a friend. Special thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show. Peace.